My wife found the entry bench online and asked me if I could build one for her. If? Really? Well, I don't know. Let's see how I do, and you be the judge on if I could build one. Hey, maybe you'd like to build one too. If so, plans are available in the link below. Let's get started. First, I have some walnut stock to go through to try to match the color. Then, the most tedious task is milling the material down to size and length, width and thickness. It takes a lot of pieces to make an entry bench, but to be completely honest, I am building two of these. One for us and one's a Christmas gift. Then, after I took the big pieces of wood and made them smaller, I have to mark where each piece goes. Now it's time to make these edges straight. I was really late to the Tracksaw game. These make life so much easier. If you don't have one, I do recommend it. They are so choice. And a little joining on a little jointer to get straight edges on all the pieces. Finally, here are all the pieces for two entry benches. Nice, flat, and cut to rough length. And after all that work to make the pieces smaller, the next step is to make them bigger. Just enough clamping pressure to get even squeeze out along the joint. While the wife wasn't looking, I borrowed her cake icing thingy. This helps get rid of a lot of the glue squeeze out, which makes the sanding process a lot faster. Then stack them out of the way to dry. And sand, 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 and more sand. Here I am marking exactly where the vertical pieces go so I know where to route out the dado. This piece calls for a very small shoulder for shadow line. It is real easy for this small edge to break off. That, kids, is called foreshadowing. The vertical pieces get a notch to fit into the dados. So I have two lines, one where the front edge of the vertical piece goes and another where the dado stops. The dots with the marker make it easier to see where to stop the router when hogging out the dado. My router bit is a bit smaller than the vertical piece is thick. So after the first cut, I'm testing how far I have to move my fence over. I know there are ways to make jigs fit exactly to the correct thickness of the board. I just haven't gotten around to making one yet. There is more than one way to skin a cat. Here's a pro tip. If you need to change the cutting distance from your fence to the area you need to cut, use a piece of tape on a measuring block. It is a great way to sneak up on the fit. And once the fence is locked down, we can make another test cut and check the fit. Just right. Here's a close-up to show how looking through the bottom of the router you know where to stop. Since the vertical piece is a stop tendon, the marker will be covered up. Apparently, I lost the footage I had showing the assembly of the vertical pieces. That's a shame because it was awesome. This can be done in many ways. One way I like to do it is to use a speed square to keep the pieces 90 degrees and a brad nailer at a 45 degree. The 1-inch brads shot at 45 degrees assures the brad won't go all the way through. With both top and bottom done the same way, as well as the back panel nailing it on, this will lock everything square and rigid. Next, layout for the rounded side pieces. If any of you know why my bandsaw sounds that way, shoot me a DM and let me know your theories. The disc sander gets the finish right to the line. A steady hand and constant movement assures a consistent curve. Marking the layout of the top side pieces, I opted for the biscuit jointer for the project, mostly because I don't have any Oompa Loompa chocolate to sell to buy a domino. Actually, the domino is a great tool, but for this project, beach biscuits and good old-fashioned wood glue will do just nicely. You don't need too much clamping force, just enough to close the joint, being careful to keep everything square and get some even squeeze out that can easily be cleaned up with a drinking straw. I decided to use pocket holes for some of the pieces without any glue to allow for some wood movement. It's a little bit faster, plus some of the pieces had a bow to them, to the wood, and with the pocket holes, I can put more of those in that can help straighten out the bow. Next, I mark out placement of the bottom apron foot thingy. Would have been smarter to flip this thing upside down to clamp it on. Man, gravity sucks. Or pulls, or something like that.
Man, you are one pathetic loser. No offense.
Remember that time when I said it's really easy for the small edge to break off? Well, what do you know? There were about 3 or 4 of these I had to fix between both benches. I first started to fix it by squaring off the area that needs fixing. Here's another pro tip. Don't throw anything away while working on a project. I started this bench in late summer and then life happened. I finished this the week before Christmas. A lot of time passed that I had opportunity to throw out all the small scraps. But in order to fix this, small scraps was exactly what I needed. After fitting the piece using a combination of walnut sawdust and wood glue to make my own wood filler, you can see the patch nearly fades away. I did get kinda lucky in that the part visible is end grain, which gets really dark with finish, hiding any glaring imperfections. We're just about ready to apply the finish, but before we do, and this is the last pro tip of the video, if you use mineral spirits over any joints, it will dramatically shout to you if you have any glue squeeze out that you didn't sand through. This is such a simple step that it doesn't take any time at all and saves you the heartache of working long hours and nights on a project only to be ruined by not taking a little time to fix the error. As you can see, this blemish that would have stuck out like a sore thumb disappears with just a little bit of effort. And a little sanding and the eyesore problem is fixed. To recap, this is what she wanted, and this is what she got. Well, what do you think? I think I nailed it. I have to admit, I had reservations on if it would be too big for the space we have it in, but I think it fits perfectly for people to sit and put on or take off your shoes.
It's a good feeling to know you're alive.
Anyway, if you would like to build one, or if you want to ask someone if they think they could build one, check out the link in the description box below to get a set of plans for yourself. If you liked the video, please subscribe to my channel and click the like button. I really do appreciate taking your time to stop by and watch my video. See ya!